cons. I have Emmanuel Paul on the program with me today, and he will be giving us insight into this. And also, we are going to be taking a look at the TikTok saga. I know a lot of us use TikTok, but man, we do not know what it's about, and we will be finding out what it's about, the pros, the cons, the downside to it, the legal issues that they are having in America as well as Europe, and now even in Australia. Okay, so but we're going to kick off today's tech talk with OpenAI's ChatGPT, the new ChatGPT 4, which was an upgrade from the initial version they rolled out in November last year, which was a hit. This one is even a bigger hit, and we will be learning what it's about, how to use it, and everything it comes with. Okay, do stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, on the show I have with me today Emmanuel Paul, my tech expert, who will be giving us insight into all the tech stories that we'll be talking about today. Good morning, Emmanuel. It's great to have you on the program once again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mena.
All right. How's your day going? How was your morning?
Oh, well, it's been a blur, meetings, responding to emails. Not even getting into proper work for the day, but yeah, we're good. Okay,
you said you haven't even gotten into proper work for the day.
Yeah, I typically don't regard meetings and
as core work. Okay, life of a techie. You tell us more another time when we take a look into the life of tech geniuses like you. All right. We are speaking it into existence. In fact, it's already true. Me, I'm giving you that one. With everything you bring to our tech talk, we really appreciate you. Okay, thank you so much. All right, let's get into it. ChatGPT 4 has finally arrived, confirming the long-time rumors around its improvement to the already incredibly impressive language skills of its initial version, which was ChatGPT. So OpenAI calls this the most advanced system, and it's producing safer and more useful responses. If you recall, when we had a talk about ChatGPT on one of our episodes, we did mention that a lot of people were getting a bit scared about it because it was giving them when they put messages into the chat bot, some threatening kind of messages were coming back. But, OpenAI told us not to worry about it. It's just like, it's the language training models that were being used. And, that's why it's giving those kind of responses. But OpenAI is telling us that the ChatGPT 4 is producing safer and more useful responses. ChatGPT 4 is a new language model created by OpenAI that can generate text that is similar to human speech. It advances the technology used by ChatGPT, which is currently based on ChatGPT 3.5. The full acronym for GPT is Generative Pre-trained Transformer, a deep learning technology that uses artificial neural networks to write like a human. Paul, this is where you come in. Please give us insights into this.
Okay, yeah. When you just reminded me of something now, that generative pre-trained transformer. So ChatGPT was actually built on transformer models that was built by local researchers.
Okay. What are transformer models?
Yeah, you actually gave the definitions, right?
Okay.
That used to train neural networks. So neural networks are the best way to represent the neural network is like your brain. So they're trying to replicate what your brain looks like with machines. So if you were to open up your brain and watch things happen, there are mostly electrical signals firing in different directions. So when you're thinking long and hard about a particular subject, your brain is on overdrive, starts firing. So mainly electricity that's moving around. And at the core of computers, electricity, so zeros and ones. So that zeros and one represents when the light is off and on. So you must have noticed it in your devices where a small symbol that has is like something like a zero and one inside.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we learned that. We kind of learned that this bit in secondary school. That's computer language now. The zeros and ones.
Yeah. And I even got to understand recently that okay, the zeros and ones actually represent electricity. So when there is electricity and when there's no electricity. So when a processor is working, for instance, some lights will be on, lights will be on. That's so in essence, the entire electrical equipment, your touch light, your television, and I'm not even talking smart TVs, I'm talking about all those big box TVs that you see, your radios, all those things. They are all electricity. So they're not like one big family. So everything now moved to trying to build computers to do repetitive tasks, right? You want to use it to calculate weather, you want to use it to do one specific thing, you want to use it for accounting problems. Then it now moved from doing specific tasks to do general stuff, right?
Yeah.
That which is where the whole neural network thing started becoming popular. So the transformer model was created by researchers in Google, which was like an advancement in the whole neural network research. So yeah, even when the whole thing came up, they could not even get it to everything past doing one specific task. Like you had an AI that could play chess and beat the grandmaster in chess, but it couldn't do more than that.
Doing only one particular task.
Exactly. So, but what you are saying to do with GPT-3 or with GPT-4, like certainly to understand context, to understand what you're saying, and it can track relationships between what you are saying and what you are trying to achieve. All of those things was very, very difficult to achieve because as humans, we've always thought that it's humans that can understand context better. But the production of the transformer model by the researchers at Google caused this massive change where AI could now understand context. So when the researchers at Google now built the transformer model, OpenAI, which founded 6-7 years ago, now built on top of that transformer model, which Mena and GPT. We had GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, GPT-3.5, which was ChatGPT, and now we are GPT-4. So it's like a whole process that it didn't just happen today. And what you're seeing with GPT-4 today is a product of years of research.
That started with Google.
Yeah, Google built the transformer model.
The transformer model.
An advancement of the neural network. Now, the whole neural network concept was also brought by intelligence researchers before Google. So
you said the whole neural network.
Yeah.
Was brought on by
artificial intelligence researchers.
Yes, before Google built the transformer model.
Yes. Yeah. So what you are saying is layers of technology built on top of each other. For instance, you're using Facebook today. Facebook would not exist if the World Wide Web did not exist.
Yep.
So if the World Wide Web would not exist, if things like networking and computers did not exist, right? So it's just like a similar. So everything we are seeing today in advanced technology is just building upon existing research. So which is where we are now today, right? It's before. You don't really need to understand how it works and that use it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting, but it's so interesting to understand how what you are actually using and interested in works behind the scenes. So I'm getting this visual picture of, because you said before machines could only do particular tasks, and that brought me to, because you even spoke about touch lights, radios, that brought me to a time in human life where only a radio did what a radio did. Only a touchlight did what a touchlight did. Only a calculator did what a calculator did. Only a phone did what a phone did. But somehow people brought all this together and put it in a mobile device. Or no, first they even put it on computer systems altogether. So would you liken that to the neural network technology that was able to bring all this together in one system?
Oh yes. That was the analogy, right? You had devices that were made for specific tasks. I saw an article the other day where mathematics teachers in the UK were protesting against allowing students to calculate on exams. And maybe in 2012, 2011 secondary school student, I was using calculators was like a given, right?
Yeah.
They didn't allow us even bringing my phone into the exam hall. And who knows? Who knows if we'll see a time where people can just bring ChatGPT into the exam hall.
Yeah.
But they never say. But yes, that's like a very, very good way to picture the whole thing, right? Technology used for specific tasks, bringing all these things. My dad, and we're saying, because I'm a fan of novels, right? I like reading novels, like reading books, and I was always going to the library to borrow books. And on the TV, I was seeing someone in Japan talking about a library in your pocket. And it was so fascinating. Like,
what year was this?
2005, 2006.
Okay.
I was so fascinated. Like, what? So like I can have a whole library in my pocket. Like, so it's, and that was just that today. That's what you know as Kindle devices.
Yes. Okay. It was that device that he told you, a device that was just meant solely for reading, was produced at that time.
Yes.
Wonderful. Nice.
Yeah, but now I can read any book I want to.
On anything, clearly. So according to OpenAI, this next generation language model is more advanced in 3 key areas: creativity, visual input, and longer context. In terms of creativity, OpenAI says GPT-4 is much better at both creating and collaborating with users on creative projects. Examples of these include music, screenplays, technical writings, and even learning a user's writing style.
Yeah.
So can you give us more insight into that? Like the fact that, the key areas, creativity, visual input, and longer context. What does that mean for us?
Okay, so I think the best way to explain why I said there was basically like an example of what I did recently with GPT-4 and GPT-3. So I kind of did an experiment. I wanted to see what the outcome would be. I picked so Bolo wrote an article.
You picked what?
Bolo, one of our reporters here at TechPoint.
Okay.
Article. So I picked the article and I told ChatGPT, the original ChatGPT that won, write on that same topic, but to use like its own words to it. So I did that with ChatGPT and I did that with GPT. And the difference was like,
sorry, you're breaking. I didn't really hear you. The difference was?
Yes, with ChatGPT, I could tell it was an AI that wrote it. Right? But with GPT-4, I had to really pay attention to what is being, to what I was reading to actually spot the difference. So I think I did an experiment with the entire thing to choose. Showed them the article that GPT-4 wrote and told them to choose. Well, some people.
Hello.
A big fan.
Okay, can you just hold on? Let's take a quick break because you're breaking, and let's sort out the phone call and come back. Do stay with us, guys.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station. Talk to us on 93.7 Citizen FM.
Hi, my name is Ekene Izepwe of Citizen 93.7 FM. Wishing you, our listeners, a beautiful Ramadan and a happy Eid celebration. Celebration.
Yeah, Nur al-Hilal. Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hands to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
All right, and we're back. So we're just talking about Chat GPT and what it's all about. And Emmanuel Paul was just giving us insights into how he used it and comparisons made from using it. Paul, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is so much clearer. This is better, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
yeah,
great. So please start again. Not start again, but continue from where you said you compared when you used the first chat GPT model rolled out. You could tell that this was probably written by an AI.
Yeah.
But you said the second time, what happened when you used Chat GPT 4, which is the newest model?
Yeah, I had to really read between the lines to actually discover if this was a human or an AI that was writing this. And our reporter Bolu actually gave it to members of the team to actually read it. Right, gave his own article to them and gave them the one that was written by GPT-4, and some of them could not tell the difference. They thought the one that GPT-4 wrote was his article, and all of that. So that's how creative GPT-4 can get. But the key thing to know that with GPT-4 and GPT-3.5 is if you're just using it for basic stuff, you'll probably not know the difference. You'll probably not spot the difference. It's when you want to start doing more complex stuff and more demanding tasks that you will start seeing the difference. So if you want to draft an email to someone, the language that GPT-4 will use is a lot more persuasive, it's a lot more compelling than ChatGPT. Then if you want to kind of plan your day, for instance, so there was something I wanted to do. I wanted to create a calendar for my entire team.
Yeah.
And I had to give it a bunch of parameters. If this happens on so and so day, this must not happen on that same day. If this one happens, like when I did that with ChatGPT was just confused. It could not keep track of all the logic I was trying to put in, right? If this guy publishes a story on this day, this guy must not publish. If this one publishes on so and so day, give 2 days. So, but when I tried to do that with GPT-4, it was a lot much better. Like it could actually keep up with the series of logic I was trying to do. So yeah, the key difference in using both platforms is in the prompting. Like one of my friends always say, the AI is only as smart as the person using it. So people are actually using GPT-4 to build a business.
Do more complex.
Yeah, you can actually build a business with GPT-4. You can tell GPT-4, I have $100. This is my expertise. What can I do? What kind of business can I build? And it will start giving you ideas for building the business. So that's how crazy serious we are right now with GPT-4.
With artificial intelligence.
Yeah, the idea now is a lot more deliberate with prompting. And right now, you could see if you check on Indeed or somebody's job board, you will see roles popping up. They call prompt engineering. So,
what does prompt what does prompt engineering entail?
it's been able to AI prompt engineering. Let me even show you that you need to be able to design and develop AI prompts for GPT-4, GPT, and other solutions specific for that particular industry. So if you want to use ChatGPT for healthcare research, the ability to give ChatGPT prompts that can give you the solution you're looking for
accurately.
So, exactly, that's the key difference. So two people can use ChatGPT to try and solve one particular task, but one person might have a better result based on the kind of
prompts they use. All right. We've heard, if you're familiar with artificial intelligence, even ChatGPT, you will know that prompts, the word prompt has popped up a lot of times, and it seems like it's through these prompts you instruct the bot on what it can do for you. And like you said, the result from the artificial intelligence is only as good and as accurate as the person putting in the instructions into the machine, basically. So what are some tips for AI prompts you can tell us? For those of us that are still, using the old version because it's free, the old version of ChatGPT, what are some tips you can give us when we are trying to prompt? Because I feel like I've actually gotten some feedback from people that have not been able to harness ChatGPT properly because they are just, I don't know if it's lazy to prompt or something, they're just probably not getting the prompts right. So can you give us any tips that we can use when we're prompting or putting questions into ChatGPT?
Okay, so I think the most important thing for ChatGPT is to be as specific as possible when you're asking it questions, when you are trying to ask it something. So let me give you an example I can relate from my own end. I want to write an article about fintech. If I just come up and say I want to write an article about fintech, what ChatGPT will give me will be very generic and probably useless to someone like me. But the first thing I would do, if I were to write a prompt, I want to write an article about fintech, but ChatGPT is a global product, so it can start telling me to write articles about any other country that is not Africa. So for the first thing, I have to establish my objective. First of all, I provide context, relevant background on myself and what I'm trying to do. So I tell ChatGPT, okay, I am a journalist. I write for this organization. Third point, this is what we do at Tech Point, and blah, blah, blah. Then I will not state my objective. What objective am I trying to achieve with this article? Do I want to write an article that is likely to go viral and bring traffic to the site? Do I want to write an article that is an explainer that will explain a particular concept to people in a very, very dumbed down and digestible manner? Or do I want to write an ambitious investigative article on a particular issue in technology or startups, right? So from there, after giving it a clear objective, now, in some cases with GPT-4, you even tell it to act as someone, to pretend to be the person that you want. So before telling it to give you angles for a story on fintech, tell it to act as an experienced journalist with insights into everything there is to know about startups and business. Like they know all this. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I want to give it so I wanted to create a page where I can keep asking it to give me angles for different stories that I put into it. So I tried to be a little bit vague in this instance, but what I said was, act as an experienced journalist with expertise in business and startups. You will be provided with different parameters for different stories, and you will help create content to satisfy those parameters. Now, I did it vague so that I can put in different stories, different things to that place. But if I wanted to even be more specific, I tell it the story. I tell it what I want to do with that story. So that's like the most important thing with ChatGPT prompts. So we are being as specific as possible So you don't want to just write about fintech. You want to write about how fintech is disrupting the banking business in Nigeria. Not just now. You can even go even deeper than that. You want to write about how payment startups is disrupting the use of banking mobile apps in Nigeria. So this way, you've even gone like a lot more deeper. So there's fintech, there's banking, but you decide that you want to go deeper. I want to focus on the payment startups.
Yeah.
And I want to see how they are affecting the mobile apps that banks have. Right?
Yes.
So that is how specific. Then after being specific, you now have to set a format or structure you want it to respond to.
Okay.
Do you want it to give you the information you want in a tabular format? It can do that.
How can he do that? So after stating your objective, will you now say, answer me like this? Or
okay, so this is another what does that do again? Yeah, so I wanted to see what okay, so this is what I said. Act as an expert researcher on education. You will be asked a series of questions about ideas for the future of education. You will receive comments, reply with thoughtful and data-backed commentary. So, after he gave me all the commentary and all of that, I said, create a table that lists liberal arts majors, so humanities majors. It lists transferable skills, the specific industries where their skills will be in demand, and the additional skills that they will need to learn to succeed in that industry. So, after telling it to create a table, it listed the humanities majors on one side. It puts the transferable skills that they have in another column.
So that was you telling it how to organize the information it was going to give you back.
Exactly. So if you wanted to make it in a question and answer format, Q&A, you can also tell it to do that.
Oh wow.
So you can tell it to do like so, but the idea is, okay, what format do you want it to present present the information? Now, if I had just given it things, would have just listed a bunch of stuff and I have to be written and all of that. But organizing it in a tabular format.
And I have another question. Is it do you open one chat per topic? Like you open a particular chat to
discuss a particular topic.
To keep up with a particular topic. So it's not advisable that on one chat I ask ChatGPT, how do I make beans? And then afterwards I ask it, will you write write a letter for me?
Yeah, it's not advisable. So it's advisable so that you don't have too many chats open. And have like specific topics that you discuss with ChatGPT
in
those
different chats. Okay, but
so because what it does is it remembers context. It remembers things you said before.
Good. That's where I was getting to because there's OpenAI says GPT-4 is much better at creating and collaborating with users on creative projects. So he did give examples, like I said earlier, music, screenplays, technical writing. And the part that is catching my attention is learning a user's writing style.
Yeah.
So how does this happen?
So that example I gave you, why it was difficult to spot the difference between Polu's article and the article GPT-4 wrote. I sent a different article that Polu had written before.
Okay.
I just pasted the entire article and said, analyze his writing style. And it did that.
And use it
and ready to create this topic.
I see.
So it will describe what the writing style looks like.
This has actually just this has made me remember something that happened this past week that was actually buzzing online. Okay, which was an audio phone call, an alleged audio phone call between a pastor and the LP presidential candidate. Okay, so and a lot of people online were saying that this is an AI generated conversation. Okay, how does, and then from there were a lot of posts online where people were posting other people's songs and then said this Kanye didn't sing this. Okay, I fed his voice, or I trained this AI to with his voice, and I made it produce this kind of music for me. Is that possible?
Oh yes, it's very
because
very
these
possible.
people it sounded exactly like Kanye West. It sounded exactly like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But they weren't the ones that did that song. That was the machine that that gave that output. So how possible is it, and why is it possible with voice? Because that's completely cloning somebody else's voice. And this story that broke the internet this past week of this allegedly leaked conversation, it opens the floodgates of artificial intelligence in, I think, Nigeria, honestly. So how possible is this, and what are some repercussions to this?
Oh well, it's like, this is a very very interesting area that's it's going to be very difficult to navigate, because on the internet it's now difficult to know what is real and what is not. But the idea is, yes, everything is possible. You could audio, pictures, video, everything is data. So if you are feeding it audio data, it's be able to synthesize it and understand how it works
and replicate it.
Exactly, and replicate it. So if you fed it the data of millions of musicians, or maybe not millions, thousands of musicians, and it has analyzed patterns in how Jay-Z sings, of course it can actually sing like Jay-Z or Kanye West. So yeah, it's very very possible that AI can replicate anything. And we even saw pictures of the Pope wearing a very very classy
that white, something with the pictures, with artificially artificial intelligence, artificially generated images, from AIs, you can sort of tell the difference.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, you can. But yeah, with the fingers, with quite a lot of, even the background, if you look closely. But this voice one that I heard, over this past week from artists, from different people, that it wasn't them saying all these things, it really shook me. I wouldn't lie, because you can hardly tell the difference in that. Are there softwares that you can feed these things to, and it will tell you that this was generated by an AI or this was done by an actual person?
Oh yes, they are. I haven't done any for audio.
Okay.
Or I've done for text.
Okay. Have you done for images?
Yes, but like you said, image is very easy to spot. I don't even need to create most of the time for images, because you could see inconsistencies, and the amount of creativity that goes into creating an image. You can easily spot when this thing is looking skewed from the background, the fingers, and all of that.
Yeah.
So, well, for text, it might be difficult, especially with GPT-4. I'm seeing a lot of threads posts on LinkedIn these days, and I'm always wondering which ones did GPT-4 create and which ones
the actual
right.
human.
But there are platforms that you can use to do that, and there are platforms you can use to spot. There are also platforms you can use to spot AI generated stuff.
Just AI generated stuff. Because I was going to ask, because why aren't the audio ones popular? Obviously, they seem like the most dangerous. Not dangerous, but they seem like the most critical ones.
Oh yeah, it's so deep fake audio, right?
Yeah. What did you call it? Sorry, what did you call it?
Deep fake.
Deep fake. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Deep fake audio.
Yeah. So the issue with audio is voices is this kind of unique thing that even for regular software engineering, if you are learning software engineering and you want to be working with audio files, it's quite difficult compared to say images or it's quite difficult with audio. If I have a software engineering friend that worked on audio stuff, and it was a really stressful and tedious exercise. So there are systems that you can use to detect if an audio is a deep fake. And there's a startup called Inaudible that can identify AI generated voices.
Okay.
But it's not yet as proliferated as the platform that you can use to identify AI generated text.
Yeah.
And the need for a platform to identify AI generated images yet it's probably not as strong.
Yeah,
because
it's quite low. Yeah, with your eyes.
But with voice, that is going to be a very, very tricky thing.
Yeah, quite
really,
tricky.
Really tricky. But there are startups that are actually trying to solve this, and you can actually check it out. Inaudible, that's the name of the startup.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for clarifying that. Actually, ChatGPT also says it will be available as an API for developers to build applications and services. Some of the companies that have already integrated GPT-4 include Duolingo, Be My Eyes, Stripe, and Khan Academy. The first public demonstration of GPT-4 was also live streamed on YouTube, showing off its new capabilities. So what does it mean that GPT-4 will also be available as an API for developers to build applications and services?
Oh, yeah, that's actually the most interesting side of things, because GPT-4 is more general purpose. I don't think it is the best for doing really, really hyper specific or specialized stuff.
Oh. Okay.
So, for instance, you can learn a language with ChatGPT, but it's probably not the best platform for you to learn a language. A platform like Duolingo is more suited to
language
learning
learning
a new language, right? So now integrating the powers that GPT-4 has, all the context, all the knowledge and everything, now integrating it into a platform like Duolingo, that's where you're going to get the best benefit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with doing research. You're doing research on a particular topic and all of that. ChatGPT or GPT-4 could give you outdated links or outdated citations. It could skew a number of things because it's not specialized for research purposes. Now, if, for instance, laymen want to see themselves that they want to do academic research, they might not spot anything. But for a seasoned academic researcher, you're a lecturer, you're a master's student, you're a PhD student doing your PhD, it might not be the best idea to use GPT-4 for research. But there's a platform that is specifically designed to help you with your academic research. So the citations are a lot more spot on. The references and everything are a lot more spot on, and the context is a lot more relevant. So that is like where the biggest value add for a platform like GPT-4 is. So I think it's not free, so it's paid for.
Yes.
So if you're using anything, you have to pay for the API call. I think it's on a subscription basis.
Yes, I think it's about $20.
Oh, that's
GPT-4.
$20 is for the GPT-4, the user-facing GPT-4. That's $20.
There is for developers that want to develop on it. You mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I think they have to pay, and it won't be that ChatGPT interface you see. It will not be what they'll be interacting with. It will just be like lines of blocks of code that they will be saying, but it will be doing that functionality that they want it to do. So you can integrate it. So for startups that want to build a more robust customer service, I know Intercom, a customer service technology company. So if you see some startups when you log into their website, a chatbot will be greeting you and asking you for this thing. Yeah.
If they can help you.
Intercom is the company that is behind those kind of platforms.
Oh.
And Intercom, one of the companies too.
Yeah.
Not only Intercom.
That started providing chatbot services for websites.
Yes. So now I saw Intercom was already integrated with GPT-4. So those chatbots on the website are going to get a lot smarter that some people will not even probably tell it's a chatbot.
It's a chatbot.
Actually act like a human. So those are the applications. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen in Africa, in education, in customer service, in agriculture, in the health space. There are a lot of possibilities that developers can actually use to leverage GPT-4. And it's going to be exciting to how it plays out.
All right. Actually, I saw that the easiest way to get started with GPT-4 today is to try it out as part of Bing Chat. I know there's a paid version, but how does it work on Bing Chat? Because apparently it's already integrated into Bing Chat, right?
Yeah, it's already integrated. So I think Bing Chat will going to be rolled out to users on a case-by-case basis. So the caveat there is not everybody has access to Bing Chat yet.
I don't understand. This Bing Chat that they've been talking about since, even before the GPT-4 came.
Yeah, not everybody has access to it.
It's still not everybody has access to it. So you mean I can't download it off the App Store or go online?
No, you could actually download it and you will see that you have access. But me, I'm saying like that's some people that don't have access to it yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so,
like it's fully operational worldwide.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it's fully operational worldwide because as of last week I couldn't access it, but this week I can access it now. So it just made it sick now that they did not roll it out to every user.
Oh, okay. So so I was going to ask, did you download it on an iPhone or an Android phone?
You don't actually need to download it. It's already integrated in the Edge browser.
Okay. It's already integrated in the Edge browser.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have used it on mobile.
Can iPhone users download the Edge browser? You reckon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we download the Edge browser, we have access to Bing on it.
Yes.
Automatically having access to some features on GPT-4.
Yes.
Okay, because they said some GPT-4 features are missing from Bing Chat, such as visual output. But you still have access to that expanded large language model and the advanced intelligence that comes with it. What does that mean? So we're not going to have all the features. Okay, so it says some chat GPT-4 features are missing from Bing Chat, such as visual input. Okay. But you will still have access to the expanded large language model and the advanced intelligence that comes with it. It should be noted. So
the idea is you're able to use, instead of just sending text, you can actually send it images and ask it to describe it or ask
it says the visual input will not be available on the Bing Chat.
Yes.
So it says that's what we are missing out on.
Yeah, that's what you're missing out on. But I think even in some specialized platforms that you can use the visual input. So if you're on ChatGPT and you're on ChatGPT Plus, you probably can't send images either. So it's not accepting visual input on the main ChatGPT interface. So it's still text-based. So you might have to leverage some of what these other platforms
that have integrated it into it.
Yes. So and there are a bunch of them I just can't keep up. Like they're just
you know what? On another episode we're going to break down all these, different AI things available online for people to use. Because I think a lot of things are coming up for different stuff, and we really, really need to let people know that, life just got easier with artificial intelligence, but in everything we still have to be very, very careful. Don't you think?
Oh yes, and not just careful. We for everybody that is working right now. I think we discussed it last week internally. For the reality is these things. What used to happen in the past when we were creating specialized technology was it created new job opportunities. It created new jobs. So when we created the assembly line to start mass producing items, when we say mass production, basically, we created machines to help with mass productions. But those machines demanded experts that can handle them. So we created new jobs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So what is happening now with AI is, the computers replaced the typist, but the computers also created a bunch of new jobs too. Social media replaced a lot of things, right? It replaced the postman, but it has created a lot of jobs too. But the AI, especially general purpose AI like this, the issue with it is it's not creating enough jobs to replace those it will be displacing.
All right, I think we'll take a look at that in depthly another time, because our time has been fast spent and we've come to an end of the show. But I'll definitely love to look into that, because a lot of people are concerned about this this particular aspect that AI has come to take a lot of people's jobs. So we'll discuss that in depthly on another episode. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for being a part of the program. Do have a lovely,
Thank you very
lovely
much,
day.
Mena.
All right, and that's a wrap on Tech Talk with Mena. To join us same time next week on Citizen FM 93.7.